Little chat with some of our premier marquee handicappers who are going to be doing regular videos with us for the upcoming season. Right now we're going to talk with one of my absolute favorites, a guy who's had a phenomenal record in our videos since from day one with us across numerous sports, and he's going to be doing NFL videos with us, I think 3 a week. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Troy West, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks a lot, Pete. Very, very excited. Football season is here. We take so much pride in every sport that we do, and if we don't do the sport, we typically bring in guys that are experts. I want to give a shout out to Adam Rototo, who's been working behind the scenes, has done a great job. BJ Brown's done a great job. It's just been a great season, Pete. Just like any service or any bettor out there, you got your highs and lows, but I'll tell you, we have been riding a high for quite some time right now. Encourage people to come out. This is the best time of year to be betting. So excited for college football season. NFL's right around the corner, as we said. All Plays Win is rolling on an ultimate high, and it's been rolling now for quite some time. So come take a look. We're 24/7. We're a customer service-oriented company. Very excited, Pete. This is a great time of season.
So NFL, you know, if you do great in college football, you know, that's very impressive. But, you know, a lot of people can do that well. If you do great in baseball, that's great, you know, but the NFL lines are so tight. Give me some of your thoughts on handicapping the NFL just in general.
The NFL, as you said, it's a different animal, Pete. It's very, very difficult. Obviously, it's a sport that Vegas keeps a very close eye on. Not a ton of teams for them to cap, so they get those lines nice and tight. One thing I really encourage gamblers out there, stick to a unit system. Do not go on tilt. It's almost like the NFL is set up to go on tilt with Monday Night Football. So if you struggle on a Sunday, don't just fire away on Monday. It's not going to work. Mondays are hard to call. Vegas knows that. Be careful. I stick to a unit system. A unit system is very critical. Keep to a bet size amount that you can afford. Follow it out throughout the season. Don't fluctuate bets all season long. Really stick to a system. And I encourage people to really find what you feel is the best bet, whether it's coming to allplayswin.com or yourself. And I'll tell you right now, the best bets are not parlays, Pete. I hear it way too many times out there. Parlay in the NFL, you're going to get killed. Way too much things can happen. It's hard to nail 3, 4, 5 games in a row. I stick to a system, stick to the spreads. There's money line parlays, teasers. Find what you feel is the best 3 bets on a weekend. Too many teams, too many gamblers out there are betting their favorite teams. Too many guys are betting 3-teamers and hope to turn 100 into 600. It's not going to happen. It's too big of a beast. It's hard to call, but I know you can win if you stick to a system. So I encourage people out there to come take a look at our system that we've done and we're winning on. And if not, if you're going to stick to your own stuff, please, please, please be disciplined, because I hate seeing people get killed by their books.
All right.
It really does.
Real talk, wise words from Troy West from allplayswin.com. All right, let's talk a little bit right now about the upcoming NFL season specifically. I'm assuming you've already done some preliminary research for the upcoming season. The Week 1 lines have been out for a while now. Are there any teams that you think might have some value in the early going in either betting on or betting against in the NFL?
You know, one team I think that's really under the radar right now is the Dallas Cowboys. Kind of shocked to see them only -3 at home opening week against the Giants. The Giants looked terrible in the preseason. Yeah. Eli Manning hasn't looked good. They're banged up. Their defenses look bad. So that's one that's really kind of caught my eye. I think Dallas is kind of under the radar. Their number ones look really good. New coordinators out there in Dallas. So keep an eye on them. I think they've got some value going into Week 1. Seattle looks kind of interesting. Possible trap Week 1, only -3 against Carolina. Carolina looks good. You saw them blast the Super Bowl champ Ravens. So Carolina could have some value. I'm not saying Week 1, but going into the season, I think Carolina could be a much improved football team. So.
All right, great. So, you know, I'm not going to give you, this isn't a hard pick that I'm asking for right now, but if I ask you the first 2 teams that come to mind that you expect to maybe be undervalued in, let's say, the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season, who are the first 2 teams you think of?
You know, I know this is going to blow people away a little bit because of all the injuries they've had, but I think the Buffalo Bills could, even with Jeff Toole, who's a Washington State Cougar, I think they could have some value. They looked pretty good in the preseason. I like what their coach has done. C.J. Spiller is a phenomenal running back. I think their defense is going to be improved. They got a tough Week 1 game at home against New England. There's no doubt about that. But I think Buffalo is going to win some football games this year. And I'm going to go back and say the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Andy Reid's got them polished up quite a bit. Good quarterback, and Alex Smith kind of looking for his next go-around. Good running back. overall, good team, much improved at wide receiver. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be very undervalued this year, Pete.
All right.
And I don't know if you want to call them undervalued or not, but the Saints are going to be vastly improved as well. I think a lot of people probably know that with their coach coming back. I think it's going to revamp this team from where they were last year. So those are three teams I think a little bit undervalued going into the season, Pete.
Okay, and then the other side of the coin, the first 2 or 3 teams that you think of when I ask you which teams you think might be overvalued, overrated in the first few weeks of the season.
Denver looks to be a little bit overrated. I watched them pretty close against the St. Louis Rams last week, and then also watched them at Seattle in 2 games where they played a vast majority of their starters. I think Denver is going to be good, but a lot of people have written them into the Super Bowl, which I think it's a long ways away to be writing Denver into the Super Bowl. They look like they could give up a lot of points against the St. Louis team. They gave up, I think it was 41 to Seattle. So I don't know if Denver, I think they're pretty overrated. I'm seeing almost a double-digit line in their Week 1 game. So I think Denver is going to be overrated. I think the 49ers are overrated. They're a 5 or 6 point favorite Week 1 against Green Bay. They don't have much of a wide receiving core. They're still, shuffling guys around with Crabtree out for the season. They just took another hit on defense. I'm not a huge believer in Kaepernick quite yet. So 49ers could be overvalued all season long as well. Those are my 2 probably most overvalued teams right now are those 2. And I still think New England's overvalued. As many guys as they've had hurt, the Aaron Hernandez situation, losing Welker, Gronkowski looks like he's out Week 1, and they're a double-digit favorite on the road. Not really sure what's going on there, Pete. I think they're very overvalued as well.
All right. Thanks so much for all your input. Troy West from allplayswin.com. Really looking forward to covering some Week 1 games with you next week.